What is up, guys? Welcome. Let's get right into this. TJ, what's going on, brother? What is going on, guys? Welcome. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know it's been a little rough out there. We got blood out in the streets, but I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be good. Ricky, what's going on, brother? What is going on, guys? Jake from State Farm, what's going on, brother? Overcome said he's not even phased. He's been through this. This is light work for Overphase. Or Overphase for Overcome, sorry. I called you over and then phased. I'm right there with you, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I've been a little bit like, whew. Like today when Miro dropped down to like 4 cents, I was like, holy. I was kind of just like, damn. We saw that big drop coming, or that happened earlier. Overcome. Congratulations, bro. 10 months. 10 months, brother. You have to be one of the longest members. Hell yeah, brother. I appreciate the support, dude. Make sure, Overcome, if you didn't, the members only stream that we had yesterday, make sure you check it out. We went over some good stuff. So let's just get right into this. So obviously earlier today we saw a massive, I have to say it's a massive, it just felt so dramatic, right? Us dropping down to that 89,400 mark. It really did hit different as far as just breaking that 90,000, really breaking this 91.4 that we seem to it just finding as some support. We are back above it, but that 89.4 really did, it just kind of like, even myself, been around, bear markets, bull markets, and I was just looking at it like, holy crap. I honestly thought once we broke that 90,000 barrier, I was like, if we don't hurry up and retrace fast and get right back above it, and we spend time below this 90,000 mark, we're probably going to we're going to see some levels that that we've seen it. Bitcoin not that long ago. Let me tell you a story. Not that long ago, Bitcoin was trading under freaking 80K, right? Just a few months. What is it, like maybe a month, 2 months ago? I don't even know how long it's been now. But the point of what I'm getting to is I think if we drop down to sorry, my nose is itching. It's like super dry. If we drop down to like 80 and down to the 80,000s, I think it's going to really, really spook the market on top of already the market being spooked, right? And we're going to cover the fear and greed index and all that stuff. But I think 80,000 levels are really going to just like, it's going to set that tone where like a lot of people that are not used to being around the crypto space as far as seeing some of these dramatic drops are going to run for the hills if they haven't already, right? So it is what it is. That 89K, like I said, guys, kind of spooked the hell out of me. But, if you know what's coming, if you know what we have in front of us, that 89,000 was probably a solid gift, in my opinion, because even if you're not trading Bitcoin, meme coins, alts, they freaking have been down like crazy. And briefly, when we dropped down to those levels, we saw some levels. I haven't seen a freaking 4 cent Miro, since it like the first like few months it was around. Like, it's insane. Some of these numbers that we're seeing on some of these projects are just absolutely crazy, right? And there is a particular project right now, if you guys can see, let me see the screen here. Yeah, if you guys can see behind me, where is it? Right here. You see that green, the project that's in the green? What project's that right there? Can you guys see? You can zoom in. Let me move my head out of the way. Can you see what project that is that's actually up right now? Freaking XRP's up, and I'm gonna cover that, why XRP's actually up. Just holding strong right now. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. I really do hope you guys, just enjoyed yourself. I know it's rough out there right now. Pretty much everybody's portfolio is in the red, unless you miraculously started buying in, earlier on this drop. I would say your portfolio is probably not looking the best right now. But if you've been around the space, you've been here, you've seen this before, I don't honestly think that there's nothing much to worry about as of now, right? We might have some more turbulence ahead of us, especially this week. We're going to cover why. We do have another almost an identical week like we had last week with a lot of macro numbers dropping. And remember what we were talking about last week. Good news is bad news again. We're kind of in that stage where if good news comes out as far as the market job reports, the market or anything like that, the economy, it actually is bad news for the markets. And we'll explain why. Bitcoin dominance, nice little W pattern that's formed. It looks like it's broke above a couple key levels, and it looks like it wants to get back above this trend line right here. So that's something to keep an eye out on. We can see, since we broke that trend, we broke down, we came back up, we got rejected and immediately broke back down. This is for Bitcoin's dominance, and it looks like we're starting to spike back up. A beautiful W pattern that is formed right here. You guys can see nice, almost double bottom. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that move happen, where we come back to retest this 59.8 and potentially break. Right now, our high for this local run has been around 61%. So I don't know if we're going to come back up to retest that. If we do, I'm honestly going to tell you guys, I don't think the alts are going to dump. If we're running up, as long as the Bitcoin's price is staying strong, let Bitcoin do its thing. Like I told you guys last week, we're probably going to need dominance to run back up just to bring that confidence back into the market. So it is what it is. But man, right now, you guys, all of us are, in my opinion, if you really think that this market's going to continue to move up for this year, at least we have one more big run ahead of us, the numbers that I'm seeing on some of these alts right now are just beautiful prices to just dollar cost average in, stack up, in my opinion, right? So, Gino, what's going on? Amor said some famous analyst Tommy Lee said Bitcoin could drop to 70K before it takes off again. Who knows at this point? Jake said the bulls are working extremely hard to combat the bears this morning. Jake said quite a war going on. Ricky, what's going on, brother? Said Tommy Lee is a smart dude, so for sure it's possible. TJ said he got some Sui, Billy, and some more Nero. Nice. I can't even pronounce your name, brother, but welcome. He said, as a beginner, any possibility of alts pump if Bitcoin falls? Let's see. It falls to top. Hold on. Fails to top. I'm guessing that's what you said. I mean, like right now, the market, and this is how it mostly is running, where we're pretty much at the whim of Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin is going to continue to move down, alts are going to continue to move down right now, and it's not really particularly the crypto space. If you guys can see, the stock market, it closed barely in the green today. The stock market's has been struggling too, and it's really this is a full blown macro situation, right? The markets right now are terrified with risk on assets, right? You talk about crypto. Crypto is probably the riskier asset as of right now, right? So because it's just very volatile. So right now, I would say alts are going to run a line with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to lead the way. And it's gonna need to rebound some of these gains that we lost before you're gonna see any kind of major pumps in alts for the broad market of alts. Right now, you're gonna see maybe some here and there, some projects that are gonna maybe jump out and maybe have some solid days. But I guarantee if you're in a project and it runs up, 50, 60, 100%, whatever the case is, I guarantee it's gonna be short term and it's gonna come right back down because the market structure right now is not there as far as having a foundation for these projects to just continue to pump and stay up, right? I guarantee it. Even a project like XRP that we're going to talk about today that has some massive bullishness running with it. You guys know XRP is pretty much leading the alts right now, right? Even XRP right now, it's up 1%. Today it was down 3 or 4%, even though everything else was down 10%. But you can even see, even with even any project that's massive bullish right now, it's still being held down like a weight, and that weight is Bitcoin right now, right? So we need Bitcoin to just be strong. We need Bitcoin to gather, a lot more, a lot more confidence in the market, so we can see that retail come back in. Remember, we read an article. I think it was last week, and it was basically, just saying that a lot of retail investors that just bought in the last month, 2 months, they ran for the hills. They jumped out. They ran to the hills. They took their loss, and they're pretty much they're either sitting on sides or they're telling their friends that crypto's a scam, right? And we typically see this happen, guys. Remember, we covered a chart for Bitcoin. I'm not going to really get into it much, but we covered a chart, well, Bitcoin's chart, but we went back, to the last election, and we saw something so similar of what's going on, where 2020, we saw a massive run, right? The new administration was coming in January, when that new transition's coming in as far as the administration, we saw just a big drop. Bitcoin dropped 30% from its top to its bottom, right? Only to do that for about 3 to 4 weeks, and then we started seeing the movement come back up after everything kind of blew over. I'm thinking that's probably what we're seeing right now. Some people are calling it a shakeout, right? Where they're shaking out a lot of these paper hands, these newer investors, right? That came in FOMOing in at the top, right? And they're going to most likely come right back in as we start moving back up, So to answer that question, I think alts right now this is just a buying, in my opinion, this is just a buying opportunity until we can see Bitcoin really start building back up that confidence in the market and really getting back to some of these higher 90,000 areas, right? Which, if you really think about it, we're back up at 94.3 right now. We're really not far from, getting back into those levels where we could see the market just flip right back up to being bullish, right? So right now we're sitting in a channel. I know it feels like every day we're just dropping further and farther, and it technically can be said, right? Because today we made a new low for the local, right? But for the most part, we have been trading in this channel at around 97.1 to about 91.5. Somewhere around those areas is where we've been kind of staying inside. You can see that we have bounced above a few times, right? Only to get rejected and find some support as of yesterday, right? Because today we did break that support briefly, but we came back in. But for the most part, like I said, that 91.5 seems to be a spot where we want to just kind of sit. We come down, we find that support, and we keep trying to bounce, but it's just big. It's very short-lived right now, and that's because the markets right now are just not secure. They're not secure right now. Fear and greed index. We went all the way from extreme greed, guys, up to, we were at 88 on extreme greed, right? Market was cooked as far as just overbought. We saw the FOMO come in. Now it's complete opposite. We're basically at levels where we're getting close to oversold. If we're not already, I haven't even checked the RSI, but we're probably in areas where we're getting close to oversold, right? And we're back into these levels where we've kind of grounded again, where, like I said, these are the areas I like to accumulate. Even though I've been accumulating for the last week, I like to accumulate around these areas when the markets are pretty much fearful, in a sense, right? Because you can see we're in neutral, but we're at 47, so we're kind of getting close to that fear area where the markets are kind of fearful as far as buying in. Most people aren't buying in. The volume has dropped down tremendously right now. Right, so we'll pull up right now. You can see the market cap. We're down to about 3.2 where we've kind of been sitting. Volume right now is at around 177 billion for a 24-hour period. We're normally doing like 500, 600, 700 billion, right? So you can see volume even on a weekday has dropped down like crazy. So that just tells you a lot of people, right, are basically have either repositioned themselves or they're sitting on the sidelines kind of waiting to see what the hell is going on in the markets. Me personally, I want to buy in or add to my bags while all that money is sitting on the side, right? So when it comes flowing in, whatever I'm in, I'm obviously going to be in the green at that point. So Gina said, sorry your team lost. Oh, you had to bring that up, Gina? I was setting the stream up and I was like, man, I hope no one brings up the game. I was like, I hope no one brings up the game. If you guys know, I live down here in Tampa, and yeah, we took a loss last night. But you know what? I'm proud of my city. I'm proud of my team. We did great. We fumbled the ball right at their freaking goal line. It is what it is. But Gina, I appreciate it. Win, what's going on, bro? Ricky said Flip's been calling for the 25th that we're going to flip. What's going on the 25th? I've seen him call that out plenty of times. Is there something I'm missing here? I'm like, the 25th. I'm over here Googling. I'm like, January 25th, 2025. Is there something going on here? Is that Martin Luther King Day? No, Martin Luther King Day is coming up. What the hell is he talking about? What's going on, Flip? Yep, so make sure you guys slap those likes as per what Gino was saying. But yeah, guys, listen. Right now, trust me, I understand. We're in this spot where it's just like, bro, what is going on? Fart coins up 40 freaking percent. The market's down. What are we doing right now? Fart coins up 38%. Oh man. Shout out to Fart Coin. Oh man, that's hilarious. That's crazy. I didn't even know Fart Coin was running today. No one told me. I didn't get the message on my phone. But yeah, you can see for the most part the market's in the red, other than Fart Coin and AI16Z, which I've been eyeing the hell out of. I've been eyeing just because this project, you know, I has a lot of buzz around it. It was a little bit more too expensive for my liking as far as per market cap, but it has dropped down like crazy. Let me pull it up because it is on our oh, it's right here. You can see this thing. It actually bounced on a spot that I marked on one of our streams like last week or something. I said if it comes down to these areas, I was looking to buy, and I wasn't even paying attention. It dropped down to 92 cents, and you can see it bounced exactly on that area. How I found that spot, well, we cover this on our members only stream a lot, but basically finding these areas where this was previous resistance, I knew that it was most likely going to be a spot for some support as we came down, and boy, it hit it right on the nail, right at that 92.4 area. So right now it is back above $1 at around $1.13. Up about 10%, and the market cap's back up above $1 billion at 1.24 billion. So this is an AI project that just dropped. I don't really know much of the history. We read an article on it. I'm pretty sure like there's somebody big's behind it or whatever the case is. But I'm just the reason why it's caught my eye, and I've been real like if this thing drops down to certain levels, that I want to buy a nice bag of it. It's because the hype behind it is real, right? And I know the only reason why this project's kind of being held down right now is because the whole market's down, right? So, oh, Ricky said you have to sign up for the fart notifications. Great. Damn it. Do you have the link, bro? Do you have the link? I'm really trying to get those fart notifications, so what have we come to in the crypto space, right? But this is nothing. If you guys remember, what was it? A year ago, we were dealing with cocking you, and what was it? There was all kinds of shit popping up. We were just like, no way. And the crazy thing is that cocking you was doing really well, right, Ricky? Oh man, it's so weird to say it, but still funny. Ricky said they did real good. Can't believe they didn't win. Yeah, bro, it was just some couple little errors, but it is what it is. I will tell you, that boy Daniels on the Washington team, that boy's a little firecracker. That boy he's the kind of quarterback you want, kind of like Mahomes, where if no one's open, if you're not watching him, he's faster than a damn running back. You know what I'm saying? If he breaks out, my boy can get 20 yards fast. So he keeps your defense on their toes, literally. So Flip's over here like, I told you. You did, bro. I don't know about he's not fire. I wouldn't say he's fire, bro, because listen, we lost the game. Like we fumbled that ball. Did you see how we kept stopping them on fourth down on their goal line, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and gas him up and be like, oh my God, yeah, he's so great. He's good. He's a freaking rookie, I think, right? So, I mean, he's got a lot of potential. But we beat ourselves yesterday. So it is what it is. But you know what? I'm not going to be a sore loser as much as I want to. I'm not going to be a sore loser. But I'm not rooting for them. Not rooting for him, so. Well, let's jump off of football, guys. Let's jump off. So, like I said, fear and greed index right now, neutral. Historically, this is a beautiful time to be buying right now. I'm telling you guys, beautiful time. Every time this it drops down into a neutral and to fear, always a good time to stack up on your meme coins and your altcoins, right? I would honestly put a lot of that fear mogging to the side, right? Anybody right now that's telling you that the markets are about to crash or anything like that, no one really knows. No one really knows. They're just going off of how the market feels, right? And you guys know how it works. One day, 1 week, we're down. It feels like shit. The markets are just like, they feel like they're going to just keep going down and down and down. And then next week, we're freaking running, right? So, I mean, you have to tread cautiously, but at the same time, I still do believe that we have a big run ahead of us, especially with this inauguration coming up. We're going to cover that right now on why I think the Trump pump is going to continue. But why the hell is XRP staying so strong today, right? Why has XRP actually been moving up as the market's been coming down? Well, XRP price eyes a 60% gain ahead of Gary Gensler, Dirty Gary's SEC exit. And I told you guys this. We talked about this on the members only stream yesterday, and I've been talking about this on the stream. I think a lot of people are forgetting that the markets are most likely going to pump right when Gary is done. And he's leaving the day, I believe, that Trump comes into office, which is going to be on the 20th, right? So definitely we have a lot of big things ahead of us, even if it's going to be short term. Buy the news, sell the, or buy the rumor, sell the news event, whatever the case is. I'm telling you, we're most likely in the next week, we're going to see the markets turn right around and we're going to start moving towards that upside. I wouldn't be surprised if next week Bitcoin is above 100K. My opinion, right? Now, is it going to stay above 100? That's a whole nother question. There. So XRP looks poised to rise 60% in the coming days after breaking out of a prevailing symmetrical triangle pattern. It almost got me, but it didn't. The upside outlook aligns with the series of developments in Ripple's ongoing legal battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC. So let's see here. You got me now. Let's see here. Symmetrical triangles, I know I didn't say that correctly, are considered bullish continuation patterns when the price breaks above their upper trend lines with a rise in a trending volume. That appears to be the case for XRP, which on January the 11th entered the breakout stage on its triangle pattern. So they're basically calling some kind of a triangle pattern, right? Where you can see it's been a lower highs forming, right? But higher lows forming, right? And then it starts trading into a real fine price range, and then you'll usually see some kind of a breakout towards the upside. And that is what we've been seeing for XRP. Now, why is it? Well, you guys know XRP went through a lot legal battles and stuff like that. And who was at the forefront of these legal battles was your boy Dirty Gary, right? And the fact that Gary is leaving, and in my opinion, we'd say he's getting kicked out. He's doing it on his terms before he gets fired, pretty much. He's leaving on the 20th, if I'm not mistaken, the day of the inauguration, which is showing a sign that XRP won, right? It's showing a sign that they tried to come after one of the big dogs and they couldn't do it. That's big. And that, with a lot of other little things that are going on in the Ripple ecosystem and the XRP kind of space, that are all kind of forming this bullishness in the space, to where even though we're seeing the markets down right now, you have projects like XRP that are still holding its ground. Yeah, they're a little bit, like today, it was down about 3%. Now it's currently up 1%. Well, a little bit under 1% now. But I mean, the fact that XRP is, look at this chart. You saw the bull flag, right? It did break out. And even this right here was when the market was taking a shit. And look at this. It literally found support at the 236. Find me another project right now, and I'm being serious. Find me another project right now that looks as bullish as XRP. Absolutely crazy. XRP looks good. It looks great. And XRP personally is doing good because of Gary's demise, because of what it had to deal with and what it's gone through in regards to being under this last administration and the last 4 years of basically just fighting for its survival through the court systems, right? So very big, they just dropped their stable coin. What was that, a few weeks ago? And like I said, we can go down the list of a lot of things that Ripple's going on, that Ripple has, either they're releasing or they have going as far as in their project right now. There's a lot of big things going on with Ripple. I'm honestly a little salty that we had all this time back here, and we were covering it. And I was like, Ripple's going to rip out of nowhere, guys. Right? And I was just like, but I don't want to buy in. I kept saying, because the market cap's too high, I don't want to buy in. Even at 40 cents, I was like, I don't want to buy in. It's too high. And now look, now I'm looking back and I'm thinking, I'm like, bro, Ripple's probably going to get up to like freaking $1 trillion at some point. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin really starts ripping and we see Bitcoin get to some of these numbers, like a lot of people are expecting, like $150,000, $200,000 Bitcoin. I would not be surprised if Ripple at least breaks above that $500 billion mark as during this run, and really putting it, really competing with XRP, with Ethereum as far as market cap, right? So, I mean, shout out to everybody that's in Ripple, because I mean, this thing looks to be poised to honestly do really, really well if the markets will allow it, right? Because like I said, I don't care how bullish your project is. I don't care what you got going on or who you took out as far as the SEC. Yeah, you're going to be bullish for some point. But if the markets, let's say, and I don't even want to speak it in fruition, but let's just say the markets, we see more downward movement, right? Ripple is not going to be able to withstand the pressure of that downward, movement. The fact that the rest of the market is completely taking a shit. Ripple's eventually going to, parallel with it, is what I'm saying. So right now, the fact that this thing is hanging up and staying so strong, that if the market, looks like what it's about to be doing in this next week, where we start breaking above 100K again, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about $3+ Ripple in the next few weeks. You heard it here first, guys. So you didn't hear it first. Those people calling $3 Ripple like a year ago. So Art, what's going on, bro? Art's over here saying Orty. Bro, I've been grabbing, bro. We're Orty bros again. And right, I'm going to tell you right now, I've been buying so much freaking ordinals. Like, I have the biggest bag that I've ever had of ordinals, right? So ordinals right now, you guys already know, BRC20 token on the Bitcoin ecosystem, bringing a lot of utility to Bitcoin. Market cap relatively low, circulating supply only at 21 million, exactly at what Bitcoin's max supply is, right? So, I mean, the project is set up to be such a big mover. I think right now, in my opinion, such great opportunity if you felt like you miss out on Ordinal. So, we're already bros now, bro. Gina said, I like your message over your, I like your messages over your head. Good job. You found a good space for them. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, the messages. I'm like, do I have some? I'm still like, you notice how every time we go live, there's like the chat looks different. I'm still trying to figure out like what's the best spot to put the live chat and all this stuff. Even though you guys have it on the side of your screen, I know people were like requesting it to be on the actual video. So I was like, all right, we'll drop it on there. So for now, that's where it is. I might change the color scheme and everything like that. And like the members, I might give you guys a different color, but we'll figure all that out. So Ricky said, imagine how much it cost Ripple to fight that SEC battle. Oh, it was probably a few $1 billion, I would imagine, right? Because they were there. That's what the SEC was trying to do to Ripple, as they were basically trying to just take as much time, because time is money, right? You're having to pay those lawyers. You're having to do all that stuff. So the more time, the SEC's playing with unlimited money, pretty much, right? At our dime, they're on the tax dollars dime. They have pretty much unlimited money. So, but they didn't realize that XRP basically has unlimited money, right? We're what is their market cap looking like right now? Hold on. XRP's, well, I mean, they're number 3 right now for sure. XRP's market cap's at 145 billion with $10 billion in volume. That's crazy. Ethereum is at 377. So I mean, you can see literally XRP's 30% of Ethereum's market cap right now. I mean, it could easily overtake Ethereum. I don't think it's gonna like literally take it out or anything like that, but I mean, it could dethrone. It could dethrone. Oh, nice. Jake just gifted one membership, and my boy Dro got it. Dro, you here? Hell yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that, Jake. Rocky, what's going on, bro? Good evening. What are your thoughts on Pepe? Pepe is going to be number 1 meme coin, bro. Pepe is going to be number 1. That's my thoughts. Seriously, I do think that Pepe is going to be number 1. Or at least it's going to be up there as far as market cap it already is. But Pepe, I'm telling you, bro, at the end of this altcoin season, the end of this freaking like meme coin season, I think we're gonna see briefly. I think Pepe is gonna run up there probably like $30-40 billion easily. So that wouldn't make it number 1, but definitely, you know, if you look at the gains at where it is from where it's come from and where it is now and where it could be, I definitely think Pepe is going to be up there as far as challenging Shiba. I think it's definitely going to take out Shiba per market cap. I don't know if it's going to take out Doge because Doge is up there, bro. So another project that I actually bought in on, I told you guys, or I told the members, is I finally bought in on back on Milady. I was like, you know what? We saw a lot of whale movement on this past weekend with Milady. A lot of movement as far as funds getting transferred. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take the chance. And I mean, I guess you can call that FOMO, right? Where I just basically was like, you know what? But I can't say it's FOMO necessarily because the price right now is like, you can't beat it. The market cap right now for Milady particularly is so friggin' small. Right? Like, I mean, it's at $46 million right now. Like, crazy small. So, in my opinion, even if this thing runs up to $500 million from where it's at right now, that's a 10x. I definitely would take that 100%. I think it's going to do better, but easily can run up to 500 million easily, right? Now, if we're talking about a Binance listing, something like that, then we could see multi-billion dollars for Milady. So, right now, another project, another meme coin that I've been taking advantage of on this dip for sure. Yeah, bro. I think Pepe is definitely going to do really well, man. Venus, what's going on? You said something about cocking you. Bro, I mean, I was just mentioning it because the number 1 meme coin today is Fart Coin, right? So I was like, holy shit, Fart Coin's running. I didn't get the Fart Coin notification, but I was like, you know what? It reminds me of, you know, like a year ago when everybody was saying, you know, cocking you. Still so funny to say, right? I haven't said it in a while, so. But nothing really about the project. You can see, I mean, this project's down like crazy as the whole market is, right? But it's pretty much found a spot where it looks like it has some support. Hold on here. A little bit under that support level. This is almost at the bottom of the fib. You can see this has bounced multiple times at this area. One thing I haven't been watching George's streams, but he was really talking about cocking you a lot, right? Joking around, but he said he knew the developers and all that stuff. He said he was holding on to cocking you. No Diddy on that one. But what I'm getting to is I haven't heard him speak of the project in a while. I really haven't heard him talk about the project in a while. So I don't know if that's why it's kind of gone dormant. So Gina said, when our government sells Bitcoin, where does the money go? Who gets the money? Who freaking knows? Who knows? I'm sure it's whatever. It probably goes back into who knows? Honestly, I couldn't even answer that properly because I don't know what department's actually holding on to the Bitcoin, right? You know, there's like 1,000 different departments. I don't know what actual department's holding on to the, and she's referring to the Bitcoin that's being held from Silk Road that we saw $6.5 billion worth that potentially could be getting sold within the next 7 days from now, right? That's something that and as far as we know, Gina, that could have been what we've seen today, right? I mean, $6 billion sounds like it's so much, but it's basically nothing compared to what Bitcoin's worth right now and the volume that comes in and out of Bitcoin, right? So if there was one sale of $6.5 billion, it would move Bitcoin. It would move Bitcoin, but I think it would be such a fast, dramatic drop, kind of like what we saw today to that 89,000, and it most likely would be eaten up and forgotten about, right? So I think it's not really nothing to worry about as far as where the money goes after they sell. Who knows? So love them, hate them, don't really care. We're just gonna talk about this because it's basically up and coming. So Justin Insider reveals Donald Trump's critical cryptocurrency move on his first days. Now, this is what I'm talking about. We want to see news like this coming out. Like I said, we're not here to be political. I really don't care who you voted for, right? But the guy's coming into office, right? So we need to see what's going on. And supposedly this insider is saying that what we've been talking about on day one might actually come into fruition. So President Donald Trump is set to take swift action on cryptocurrency regulations when he returns to the White House, according to the Washington Post. A Washington Post politics reporter has revealed that Trump's plan to issue cryptocurrency-related executive orders on his first day in office, signaling a dramatic shift in regulatory policies. All right, so I kind of read that wrong, but it's saying that the reporter has revealed that Trump plans to issue crypto-related executive orders on his first day of office. Guys, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys, right? We don't know what's ahead of us. But stuff like this, you throw in Gary Gensler leaving, right? I'm telling you, those two stories alone are going to move the markets a lot. Now, is it going to be a quick, short-lived kind of thing? Who freaking knows, right? But I think we'll see the markets kind of move positively when the news is announced, maybe on the 20th. Maybe we see a buy the rumor, sell the news event, right? But I think longevity of it, Gary not being in office, the guy that's replacing him is pro-crypto. Trump signing an executive order for maybe some kind of strategic reserve. That's going to be a longevity bullish news for crypto, right? And I think this is what we're going to need for us to kind of get our asses out of the dirt as far as with Bitcoin kind of just looming around these lower 90s. I think that's what we're going to need for us to kind of, even if it's let's just speak hypothetically and we see, on the 20th, all this happens, Bitcoin runs up. Let's just see it comes back up to retest 103, or somewhere around there. Maybe it breaks up above there. Depending on how high we go, we see us sell the news event. Yeah, we're going to retrace, but what if we only retrace back down to like 100K? What if we retrace and 99,000 is the bottom again, right? That's what we want to see. That's what's going to bring that spark back into the whole crypto space, and that's when you're going to see your favorite meme coins. You're going to see Solana running back up well above 200. You're going to see XRP probably break $3. That's what we need, and that's literally a week away from here, guys. But before we even continue on that article, we do have a lot of macro numbers dropping this week. The biggest thing I think that's coming out is going to be our core inflation, right? Or not core, but our CPI reports, right? I always look at the core inflation because that's usually what the feds are looking at. So core inflation is supposed to be coming out at where we were at previously at 3.3%, right? Meaning it's flatlined. I'm starting to think that flatline that we've been seeing is not good because it hasn't been coming down. Yeah, it hasn't really been coming up, but it hasn't been coming down, and that's the goal. And I think that's another thing that's been kind of spooking the market. So I'm thinking now, remember, good news is bad news for the market. I'm thinking that if we see that 3.3 come out, right, which means that the inflation is flatlined, I think it's going to be bad for the market. I really do. I think that we might see some volatility on that day. Well, we're definitely going to see volatility, but we might see somewhat of a small sell-off with that come out. Another thing, too, is inflation year over year. Previous was at 2.7. It's supposed to come out a tick above at 2.8%, meaning it's kind of it's not spiking or anything like that, but it's kind of, instead of going the right direction where we want to see it coming down, it's coming a slight little piece up, right? So something like that could spook the markets. I think it's going to be short term, but I think this day when this drops, this is going to be on the 15th, which is technically on Wednesday, 2 days from now. That's probably what we're going to have in front of us. That's going to cause a little bit more volatility, kind of similar to what we saw last week, right? So probably, we'll be all right today. Tomorrow we'll probably start seeing some waves coming in as far as, maybe even like what we saw today, little fast dips down, it gets eaten up, kind of that movement. And then Wednesday morning is when the CPI report is going to drop. I think up until then, so tonight, tomorrow, and to Wednesday morning is where we're going to see probably the most volatility as far as with the markets. But after that, we really don't have much macro numbers. These last 2 weeks have been kind of brutal with the macro numbers. But after that, we really don't have anything else dropping other than the inauguration that's coming next week, right? Pretty much a week from today. So that's pretty much, you can kind of, it's not that, you're going to be able to, you can see exactly what the markets are going to do, but I'm guaranteeing it's going to be on those kind of levels where that volatility is going to be up these next day and a half. It'll probably die out. The markets are going to kind of figure themselves out, Thursday, Friday, weekend. This might be a little questionable weekend as far as, do we start seeing the pump start during the weekend where, because what is that? A week from today is going to be Monday, right? So next Monday. So I wouldn't be surprised if the markets are going to start rallying off the inauguration. It's probably going to start this weekend. So we could see somewhat of a sell-off, volatility, during this week. Thursday, Friday, we kind of brush it off, kind of get back to where we were. And then maybe the weekends, or this weekend coming up, we see an abnormal weekend where maybe we're seeing some volume spiking up with anticipation of Monday, the inauguration, right? So Jake said, what day of the week? It's on for the inflation. That's going to be on Wednesday. Wednesday morning, they usually drop at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time for Wednesday. So, but just continuing on this article, and then that's it. We can check out charts as well. Let me see here if there's anything. So we already said that Trump plans to issue crypto-related executive orders. The move comes as part of a broader effort to reshape the regulatory landscape with significant contributions from leading venture capitals, VCs, and technology leaders. Let's see here. Mark, a prominent figure in the venture capital community, has reportedly been deeply involved in the hiring and interviewing of candidates for key roles in the administration, including positions at the Department of Defense and intelligence agencies. The collaboration reflects the insiders from a small tech agenda that aims to spur innovation by reducing restrictive regulations. Early victories on the agenda include the appointment of artificial intelligence and crypto chief David Sachs, who has been working with the industry leaders on legislative strategies. Sachs also pledged to repeal his controversial AI executive order in 2023, a move applauded by, what does this have to do with freaking crypto guys? The Trump team has made it very clear that this is priority. Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes, guys, but I think regardless, day one, if this guy starts signing in some stuff, as far as it's pro crypto, it's going to be nothing but a plus for us. So it's going to be nothing but a plus for us, guys. But that's it for the boring articles. What do you guys have for me? What do we got going on here? DeFi, nothing too crazy. Call. I wish I would have bought in yesterday. It was down a considerable amount. It hasn't really rebounded much, but I would like to buy at that 10% dip right there. I told you guys I'm sitting on a bunch of crow. I wanted to convert it over to call, but yeah, was sitting on my hands on that one. Myro, picked up some Myro earlier today when it dropped down to about 4.9 cents. Pretty much where it's at right now is still very much in the buy zone. Anything under that 5.9 cents, if you guys can see for Myro, and in Myro's history, if you would have bought anything below this blue line, it has played out very well for you. So definitely keep an eye out on that. Picked up a nice, I already had a solid bag, but I think I have the most Myro I've ever had also, if I'm not mistaken. Menicki, I definitely cooled down on buying so much Menicki, but I already have a bigger bag of Menicki than I have of Myro, put it like that. So definitely been keeping an eye out. Testing, it basically came back to retest a key level that it's bounced off of before. You can see it bounced off of this one, and then it consolidated on this level before going on some nice runs, and we are right back at that level right there. So where we're at right now, at around that 35, we're at 37, but that 35 is the support level. Big support level for Menicki. So still in a beautiful buy zone, in my opinion, on that one as well. Let's see here. This code, what is this? Coder Girlfriend. This project right here has been doing really well. Obviously, it's gone on a big dip, but this project runs usually a lot of boost, and they run ads a lot. You know, so I don't know why they stopped, other than it is very expensive to keep that up and running. But their transactions and their volume hasn't been doing bad. Right now, this is probably the lowest I've seen it, but this could be a potential play right here for this project. Nice little W pattern playing out. This is Coder Girlfriend right here. On Solana Network. Market cap's under $1 million and liquidity is not bad at around 200,000 locked. So definitely something to keep an eye out on. Gina said, good, I hope it happens on my birthday. My birthday for real old is the 15th. Nice. Well, happy early birthday, Gina. Nice. Same as Martin Luther King's birthday. Jake said, how is Thorchain? Let's see. I thought we had a chart up for that. Bro, I can't believe the Bucks lost. I literally went to bed last night just like... Football shouldn't make you feel like that, right? I had to tell myself, I'm like, you're not getting paid. You're not on the team, bro, so you don't need to, like, you don't need to be all upset about it. I wasn't upset, but I was just like, damn. If you guys watch football, who do you guys predict in Super Bowl? If you guys watch football, who are you predicting for Super Bowl this year? We can go back and be like, you know what? They called it. Don't come in here and start saying, all right, here we go. Here we go. I already knew the Chiefs. You got anything else? Fun fact. The only team to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, the Bucks. When we had the GOAT. So Thorchain, I can't believe this thing's up. Is the market cap's at $1 billion. It's crazy. $1 billion right now. You can see it's at it bounced at a spot where it's big, a lot of resistance. You can see this spot. I didn't just pick it right here, but you can see it's bounced off this area already once previously. But it also was resistance, right? So you can see if it didn't bounce exactly on it, it would come near it, and find that support. So that support level is somewhere around $3. That's pretty much needs to hold for right now. So pretty much just like any other project right now, especially any alt, you're looking at numbers right now that we haven't seen in a while. In my opinion, are pretty much just buy spots. You know, like dollar cost average in buy zones. In my opinion, so if this is a project you're long term on, or that you think is going to do really well on this next big run, this could be the spot where you're at, somewhere around where you bounced this morning, still where you're at right now. I mean, anything like that bounced earlier is not really up much, right? You can see from the bottom from this morning to where it's at right now, it is up about 6%. So given what I was saying about, the markets might be a little choppy in the next day or two, if you feel like maybe you don't want to buy in at the 6% little gain that you had from earlier, keep an eye on. Something tells me we might retest some of those areas. So looks like everybody's saying Chiefs, bro. Come on, guys. Tot said, "How's me lady?" Not gonna lie, bro. She's struggling, bro. She is struggling, but we'll tell you, I did just buy a bag of me lady. I did announce this on the channel. So she's trying to hold this support level that we've had, right? This support level has been an area you can see going back, and this is December 23. You can see this area has been a spot where we bounced before making runs. We bounced. Look at this, and then we basically have found it as some support for right now. And the spot that I speak of is around 63. Pretty much where we're at right now, a little bit above. We're above it right now, but pretty much around that 62.9, 63 area is a big spot for some support. So my opinion, I think this project, you guys know I've always will support me lady, right? I pretty much built my channel around it when we first started, and that's why I was like, I owe it to me lady for me to have a bag. And right now is the best time because I feel like it's at such a beautiful price range that it's just like buying right now. Even if it goes down a little bit, it is what it is, right? Because the market cap right now for Milady is under $50 million. We're at 46 million right now. This thing could easily run up to 500 million and be a 10x. 500 million, that's still small. That's petty compared to a lot of these other meme coins. So the potential for the gains for Milady, in my opinion, are going to be freaking unmatched. So we'll see how it plays out. Pepe Unchained. What's going on with Pepe Unchained? I haven't heard of that in a while. Is that on Solana? What? Let me see here. No, it's on Ethereum. I was going to say, I know we had a chart. Stretch my back. So Pepe Unchained, I mean, you can see we recently, how recent was this? This was just a few days ago. We came back to retest the bottom of the fib right there. So that was a good spot, honestly, to snag some shit up. I know it's already passed, but the bottom of that fib, if you do get the opportunity, that's going to be somewhere around the 208 mark right there. That's a beautiful spot. Look at that bounce off this thing. So I mean the chart doesn't look terrible. I think when you zoom all the way out, and you're like, damn, this thing's down like crazy. But when you actually zoom in, this thing had a massive little run in the last few days, right? Now, I am seeing, as of right now, a double top M pattern that's formed. So be cautious. This thing might come back down. I don't know if it's going to come back down to, the bottom of the fib, but you might come back to retest maybe some of these levels. You see how I found this area? This is an area of resistance. It will be most likely support, and you can see it's actually already bounced twice off of that area. So if this thing does, if this M pattern plays out, you might see some kind of a retracement back towards this 12 area, which is going to be the 1.2 cents. If that area does not hold, then you're probably talking about potentially coming down towards this 1 cent mark area. So, but doesn't look bad, bro. Market cap looks good. Liquidity looks good. Doesn't look bad at all, bro. Flip said it's Lions this year. Bro, it might be. It might be. Fun fact. You know another team, you know one of the only teams that have beat the Lions this season? You guessed it, Flip. The Bucks. You guys be ready because those fun facts are going to just be flying out. So, yeah, I do that with my family. I'm like, when we drive around Tampa, because I love history and stuff. And I'm like, fun fact, this area or that building right there or this and that. And they're like, so now when we drive around, they're like, fun fact, like mimicking me. I'm like, but you know what? They remember all the facts. So Amora said this line right now is Milady's buy zone to go all in. Hell yeah. I mean, I don't know about all in, but definitely a good spot to be accumulating for sure. Flip said, please check Turbo and Snick. I never determined, is that Sneak or Snack? It's been a while since we pulled that project up. So Turbo, bro, just like we talked about, I think this was yesterday, right? We talked about this. It did drop on the big drop today. You can see that it did drop down to that 70 mark, but look where it's at again. It's right at the trend line. Right at the trend, still holding pretty well. So, I mean, everything that we talked about yesterday is still in place. I wouldn't be surprised if you kind of hover around this trend line, and then when Bitcoin kind of sets up and we start moving, you probably see Turbo start running. So Turbo still looks great, still holding that trend, my friend. Snack. No Diddy. Snack. Bro, you should have caught that freaking drop today, bro. That was I mean, it wasn't a crazy drop, but that was a good little drop. It dropped below the trend briefly. All right. I mean, this project looks good. I'm surprised I don't hear about it more often. Told you guys, what did we used to always say? Keep an eye out on Flip. Keep an eye on what this guy's buying and what he's talking about here. He likes to bring up, he'll buy these projects, stay quiet, and then he's like, I think he does it just to kind of show off. He's like, hey, can you check this project out? And it's up like 170% in the day. He's like, yeah, I've been holding on to that for like 3 weeks. I'm like, what the hell didn't you tell us about it, bro? Yeah, Snick is on Cardano. That is right. It's a Cardano, right? If I'm not mistaken, I believe it is on Cardano. It's been a while since I've brought this project up. Let's see. Yeah, it's on Cardano. It is. It is. So you can see, bro, nice little bull flag that's kind of formed. It looks like it's holding for dear life above the 382 at around that 59 area that it's on right now. The 382 is a little bit above at around the 60, but we'll give it to him. No Diddy on that one. You can see it's pretty much trying to hold that spot as some support for right now. So hopefully, I mean, this thing could easily drop down to the 0.5 right here and stay in this bull flag, right? And still see a nice little bounce when the market runs. So, I mean, you could easily see this thing come down to around the 48, right? Kind of like a move where you'll see kind of like something like this, where it could easily come around this area and then take off. Nice little W pattern forming, right? And then you see a nice little takeoff on this project, potentially. So, I mean, not financial advice. If you're looking to maybe look for a nice little buy zone, obviously, like I said, not financial advice, but this 0.5 or maybe around the 0.5, because you never know. These like to get tricky where maybe it doesn't necessarily come all the way down to the 0.5, right? But maybe around that area at around the 52, 53 might be a good spot to start DCA in my opinion. The 0.5 area being around that 49 area. So GG, what are you saying? Check their project on their site when you get spare time. What project are you talking about, bro? Did I miss something? Oh, Pepe Unchained. Yeah, yeah. I'll check it out. I'll definitely check their website out, bro. I appreciate that. Flip with the $20 super chat, bro. I thank you so much, dude. My boy always coming through with that support, as all you guys are. I do thank you so much. Thank you again, Flip. Big super shout out to my boy Flip, not only for the super chats, but always being active in the Discord and supporting the channel. So I do appreciate that, brother. I do appreciate that. Letty's in the house. What's going on, girl? ASM is doing okay. Let's pull it up. Letty, is this the project Assemble AI? Big shout out to Flip again, bro. I do appreciate that, man. $81 million market cap, pretty low. It's on Ethereum. Volume, not too bad at around 7, almost 8 million. About 10% of its volume per market cap. Not doing too bad. AI projects have been running. They have been running. I feel like they're kind of cooling off right now. But I mean, as of like just what, like last week, 2 weeks ago, AI projects have been running like crazy. Especially AI agents, right? That seems to be the big topic of crypto right now is AI agents. So, I mean, anything right now, even if a project doesn't necessarily have anything to do with AI bots or anything like that, if they just put AI in their name, the project starts running. So, not too bad. So, Letty, you can see, obviously, a big spot for some resistance is going to be that 786 at around the 6.1 cent mark right there. You can see it has run up a few times and hit its head. Maybe a small little bull flag that's formed on this as well. So, keep an eye out on that. So resistance is around the 6.1 cents. Definitely need to break that. And then you'll probably start shooting off as far as maybe getting up. I don't know if you're going to be running up, necessarily as fast as you saw this one run, but you maybe, slowly but surely, right? You're going to have obstacles in your way. 618 being one of them at around the 10 cent. Yeah, the 0.5 at 13. We'll talk about those as we move up, but I think the 786 is going to be a big spot. You can see even before you saw this run, you saw that you ran up, you hit your head. Talking like I'm from Boston. You hit your head, plenty of times on this before actually breaking above. So I'm sure you probably will need to do something similar to where you'll need to retest this 786 a few times before you break out. So Jake said, what does AI mean in crypto? It's artificial intelligence, bro. It's basically it depends. Some projects have autonomous bots, right? Where they literally have AI technology built into the blockchain technology. I mean, they're basically anything that you see with AI, like how we could see how it could be used in life. They're trying to basically implement that into the AI space with blockchain technology as far as taking care of transactions. I saw a long time ago that intrigued me on Fetch AI was this thing that they posted where imagine if you this is just AI for Fetch AI. Imagine if you drive like a Tesla, right? And right now, you have to pay to charge your cars, right? Well, imagine if your car was running on the blockchain, and you basically have a wallet connected to your car, right? You have a Fetch AI wallet or whatever the ecosystem, right? You have it set up on your car. You have funds already loaded on there, and you don't need to do any kind of actual transactions at the charging stations or anything like that. Your car talks with the charging station via autonomous bots, and it basically charges you on whatever you use. So it basically takes you out of the equation with having to deal with any of the transactions. It just basically automatically is done through autonomous bots through their Fetch AI and the charging station. Something like that, right? is what they're trying to implement. And I'm sure that's just not even brushing the surface on what AI is going to bring into the into blockchain technology, into the crypto space. So definitely that's why there's a lot of attention on AI particularly. So flip track will run. He said track will run, no pun intended. I didn't even catch it at first. Track will run. Small market cap, $382 million market cap. You know, the one thing that kind of like, I'm like, whew, is the volume is crazy low for the project, right? Volume's crazy low. I mean, I guess it's not too crazy low. It's $4 million. I feel like $4 million. Yeah, that is pretty low. That is pretty low. You're talking about around 4 or 5% ratio compared to its market cap. So $4 million in volume compared to a $400 million market cap is relatively low, in my opinion. That's like the only thing I would say. What is this trading on? Coinbase. Wow. Crypto.com. I mean, it's on the big boys. So it's excuse me, I had a burp there, and then I started trying to talk at the same time. Excuse me. This is probably one of those sleepers, right? Where right now it's not really, nothing much is going on. It's low volume. And then out of nowhere, this thing will probably take off. I mean, it has a small market cap and it's trading on Coinbase. So, I mean, that's the setup right there. Potential W pattern possibly formed too. You see that? Potential. I'm not saying it's definitely there, but potentially some kind of a W pattern has tried to form. So Bitcoin right now, what is Bitcoin doing compared to these? Bitcoin had a little W pattern this morning, and you can see that's why we started to we kind of double bottomed, found that support right there, and we're starting to move. You know, like I said, I think this week we're going to be all right. I do think that at some point we're probably going to see a little bit more volatility in regards to what we have for Wednesday coming up with the core inflation dropping. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like we saw today potentially. Hopefully we don't. You know, this market's been all over the place, right? I've been trying to stay away from leverage trading, but I've been actually kicking ass. I really have. As far as opening up, unfortunately, I've been opening up shorts and doing really well. You know, anybody that's like, oh shit, I should do leverage trading, I would be very cautious right now. Very cautious. Crypto is a different beast with leverage trading. You know, it is 1 minute you think this thing's about to crash, and then 2 freaking seconds later, this thing shot up and you're liquidated faster than you can blink. You know, I don't care even if you're doing small little leverage at like 10, 20x, you could easily get liquidated. So you have to be very cautious. So definitely been sticking and moving in regards to my leverage trades, but I've been doing really well. I've been picking up like quick 30, 40% movers and just jumping out. And boy, every time I jump out, I come back and look at the charts. Like 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, bro, if I wouldn't have jumped out with that 20 or 30% profit, I would have been liquidated, you know, because that's exactly how the market's been. And then today, after a couple times, so I had 2 good runs where I picked up 30, 40% on each. I got liquidated on the next one, right, which was a small little liquidation. I wasn't really tripping. Jumped in another one and was up like 2%, and something was telling me, I was like, bro, it was a short. It was a short like around this area, right? And I was like, you know what? Something's telling me, I was like, just get out of that position. And I actually sold for like to break even on the or not. So I closed my position on pretty much a break even, right? And you guys can see I would have been easily liquidated on that one. And I was telling myself, I was like, you know what? I was like, you're gambling right now. You're playing with fire. I was like, with this market, I was like, you should probably you take your little wins and just move them in, just dollar cost averaging on all projects that you already have, and take it easy. I was like, because this leverage trading is right now, it's a little bit much. I don't like when I'm leverage trading and I feel like I'm gambling. right? And I'm sitting here looking at the charts. I see where we have support, where we keep coming up and hit our head, and I still feel like I'm gambling on some of these trades, and I don't like that, right? I don't want to sit here and feel like I'm at the casino gambling. I want to have confidence, behind my my trades and stuff like that. And like I said, I did really well 2 out of 3 times, but that third time I was like, nope, let me jump out of there. Or actually, the third time I got liquidated. The fourth time is when I was like, let me just jump out. A small little bull flag is formed on Bitcoin right now. So, but to go back, flip on track real quick. You can see it looks like it wanted to come down to the 786 right here at around the 64 cents and find that support, but it didn't even need to as of now. So this is on the daily. Let's pull up the 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart. Look at this flip. You can see a nice little W pattern right here that's formed. I feel like we've been saying that a lot. But look at that. Nice little double bottom. Nice little W pattern right here. This is on the 2 hour, so it's nothing crazy. This isn't going to take it to the moon, but you might see what we're seeing right now. A nice little move towards the upside as of right now. So I would imagine the 618 is going to be a spot for some resistance at 80 cents at some point. So if you're looking at DCA, obviously not financial advice, but I would say anything around that 70 cents or below, it's probably a solid spot to be DCAing on this project. Jake said, dude, that's awesome. I'm going to get some fetch. Hell yeah, bro. I would just on fetch. I mean, right now is not a bad time. I always say this because when I was buying fetch, it's like I have to put my ego aside, because when I ran across that article about what I told you about the autonomous bots, and I was buying fetch, it was at 15 cents, right? So it was down there, so I have to kind of put my ego away. It's like, because I look at it, I'm like $1.25, I'm like, oof, I ain't buying there, just because I was buying at such a cheaper price. But I think that even where it's at right now, is probably not a bad spot. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's if you take out these big pumps and you look, it looks like it's been around this area for a while, somewhere around here consolidating. I would say, looking briefly, probably that $1.15 area. Is that $1.15? Yeah, $1.15 looks like it's a spot for some good support. So I would maybe, if you are interested, not financial advice, keep an eye out on it. Have patience. 115 or below probably would be a good spot. You can see if you have acquired anything below the 115, you would probably done really well. So keep an eye on it. 115 or below probably would be a good spot in my opinion. So Art said, what do you think about ski on base? Ski mask dog. I haven't seen this since this. We haven't seen this project in a while. I just think that picture's hilarious. You guys know me. I always feel bad when I'm shorting Whiff, just because the little cute dog. I feel like I'm taking advantage of him. So I mean, the numbers look good. I mean, this project's been out for a while, 9 months. The market cap 186 million, liquidity at 3.5, a little bit over 3.5. You have some kind of a trend, right? Or is this potentially some kind of a big ass bull flag that's on here? I don't know. You call it what you want, but looks like it's been on a descending channel or a downward channel for a little while. Where is the support? As of now, don't know. I will say this spot right here, just because you can see it hit its head at around this area plenty of times at 13-cent mark, but it doesn't necessarily need to come down to that area. I mean, who knows? Maybe this bull flag will play out. This looks like a big ass bull flag. This thing will shoot up. Big listing coming out. Who knows? I'm just reading the chat. Just reading the chat, guys. I think we covered pretty much everything. I think we're good to go. So right now, guys, Bitcoin, like I said, we're hovering around that 94.4 area. Expect some volatility, right? As far as for the next 2 days, really with the CPI report dropping. We'll probably, I don't know, I haven't done a morning stream in a while. Maybe we'll drop one that morning. We'll see. But we'll definitely be here back tomorrow. We'll cover it. But for right now, the markets don't look bad. I'm not going to lie. Earlier today, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, us breaking below that 90,000 area, but it was very quick, right? And that's what you want to see. If we're going to do something like that, you want to see a very quick move towards that downward, spot where we found support around 89.4, and it was short-lived, and boom, we jumped right back into the channel, right? That we've been kind of hovering in for the last week. So I think ultimately we're going to see more volatility, but we are setting up. We have a big week ahead of us next week. Whether you love the guy or you hate him, we got a big week for the country. We're transitioning out of what we've been dealing with for the last 4 years and really talking about crypto, the attack on crypto from the government. And hopefully we're transitioning into a pro-crypto era where, we'll see the regulations that we need, but safe for all in the crypto space, right? Because I think that's what's going to help us blossom and bloom as a community. So, but with that being said, guys, I appreciate it. Flip, shout out to everybody, but I want to shout out my boy Flip. Honestly, one more time, thank you so much for the super chat, dude. I really do appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Let me see here. I think we're good to go. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. We'll be right back here tomorrow. Keep your heads up, guys. Right now, like I said, not financial advice, but possibly good spots to be just slowly but surely dollar cost averaging in on your favorite projects. So hopefully it plays out for all of us and we see some good greens, some good returns here in the next few days, next few weeks. So we'll be here every day to map it out. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the bell icon so you don't have to come searching. If is he live right now? No, you got the notification. All right. All right, guys, be safe out there. I'll see each and every one of you guys tomorrow. All right. All right, guys. Thank you. See ya.